How to tune your Tillotson style carburetor with a minute gauge. Welcome back to the Power Public YouTube channel. Last night we were out doing our Wednesday night practice at the local go-kart track and we had a great question from a great customer. And what we're talking about is we're tuning our Tillotson carburetor or Tillotson style carburetor, and we didn't know where the jets were set. So I thought this would make a great topic for a YouTube video. Okay, so when you're out at the go-kart track, the Tillotson style carburetors on the KA100s here in Australia can be a little bit, so let's call it finicky, especially when they're in the restricted format. Trying to get the tuning just right so it's lean enough up the top so you can get maximum kph without being too lean when you're coming off those slow hairpin corners. It's a real balancing act. And you want to pay close attention with the lambda sensor. That's what we find is the best. Otherwise, get a dyno tuned at your local go-kart shop and get yourself a good baseline setting and get them to mark the carburetor with the home settings on your jets, so if you do get lost, you know where to go back to. This particular carburetor is off our PRD Galaxy 125 racing engine, and that's on our demo kart this year. And it's a Tillotson carby. It's the same as the one that you use on your K100. And you've got your low speed jet at the back and your high speed jet at the front. Now, people that have subscribed before and turned on those notifications would have already watched the video on how to tune the Tillotson carby and do some modifications. If you haven't seen that video, click the link in the description below and turn on those pesky notifications so you don't miss any more videos. So as you can see, this little carburetor has been on our dyno here, and we've put some marks here with Texstar, but you can use a little die grinder or whatever and just grind a little mark. And that's where we've found makes maximum power with the lambda set for maximum power, which is on the green and orange lights on an easy tune. Otherwise you can use a micron lambda sensor, they're very good too. So now to measure where the jets are in the open position, you can get a little tool like this from Tillotson, and what you do is you set this little reference hole and this line up to the 0 position like so, and then when you turn this knurled knob here, it actually connects this to the jet, and I'm going to give you a demonstration in a minute. And as you screw it in, you just count these little graduations, and each one's 2 minutes. 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, and so on and so forth. For a full rotation is 60 minutes of the clock face. Now that you've got your carburetor set in its magic positions, whether you've used a lambda, you've got an engine tuner to tune it on their dyno, whatever, you've got your home positions and you want to find out where they are, you're going to get your gauge, your little Tillotson gauge here, and we're going to put it on, and then you can see how we can rotate this guy without rotating the jet. So first and foremost, I'm going to put the reference mark at the top, and I'm going to line all the lines up so they're in a row. So now that we've zeroed the gauge, we're going to measure where the jet is in relation to its open position, and we're just going to rotate this knob like so, holding this one stationary. So that's 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, 2, 4, 64 minutes. So you can see it was one full rotation plus 2 lines, so it's 64 minutes open, or thereabouts. You do have a little bit of sort of spring action there where the jet closes on the seat, and it's a little bit hard to do on the bench because the carby moves. So now we've got our jet closed off and we want to reset it in the open position. This is closed, we've reset the gauge. Now we're going to hold it and we're going to rotate it. 10, 20, just going to have to hold the carby. 30, 40, 50, 60, 2, 4. Okay, so that's 64 minutes open. Okay, so now that you've reset the gauges, you're about to hit the track. You know where your jets are set because you've counted them with your gauge. So you've gone down the track, you're reading your lambda, and you found out the engine is just too rich at the top end. You're not getting maximum revs, you're not getting maximum RPM. The opposition's going past you down the straight, it's driving you crazy. Kids are coming in yelling at dads, dads are yelling at kids. So anyway, you want to change the jets. All you have to do is grab your gauge, stick it back on, zero it, and then move the gauge 2 minutes, 4 minutes, 6 minutes, depending on how far out your tuning is, And after some time and some practice, you'll start to get a picture of what you need to do. So say the engine's running 1.10 on your lambda gauge, or it's flashing red lights, whatever the case may be, and you change the gauge here 4 minutes and it fixes it, takes it back to 1.0. You know that every time you're out by 10 points, 2 points on the gauge fixes the problem, and you'll start to really hone in on those fine-tuning skills. So there you have it. That's how you use the minute gauge for keeping track of the jet positions on a Tillotson style carburetor. I hope you found this video helpful, and if you did, smash that like button, subscribe, turn on those pesky notifications, and follow us on Instagram and Facebook. Thanks for watching. See you in the next video.